Oh my god, it has been a long time since the last video essay, huh? But we're not gonna beat around the bush unlike most video essayists. We're not gonna go on this 3-minute tangent about old Roblox and the shit that we used to play. No, you're clicking on this video because you saw the thumbnail, you saw the title, and you probably heard of the game, alright? If you haven't had a proper childhood on Roblox, this video essay is gonna be maybe 10% confusing to you, okay? Otherwise, this is mainly for people who never played Contamination and now want to know what the fuck this Calumniation game is about. So let's just get into what Contamination is first, because not everybody played this game. And for good reason. Love's Left to Die blew this fucking game out of the goddamn water. Which is saying a lot, considering how Love's Left to Die had this infamous problem where all you had to do was keep resetting your loadout so that way you could spam the fucking Molotov over and over and over again. It basically killed the game. But that at least felt more fun and enjoyable. You had an open space, it was all arcadey and shit. Contamination was fucking linear as shit. Why would you have played Contamination over Love's Left to Die? The answer? You had dog shit taste. You probably thought fucking Call of Robloxia was good. I hate to break it to you, that fucking DA map sucked dick! I shit you not, nobody liked that map. Okay, but let's be neutral, alright? Let's be neutral. Especially since BCP was the one who told me to say all that, blame her. I don't want to be negative, but she's finding ways to put that in a lot. Sorry. Contamination is basically a co-op zombie shooter where you guys get stuck in a little laboratory of some sorts, and you guys have to just basically shoot your way out. Standard stuff. Although it's inspired by Left 4 Dead, this is like, what, 2012 we're talking about, 2011? None of that fancy shit was gonna be possible, not even remotely. Still, we're gonna run through this game step by step as quickly as possible. When you and your group of friends first started out, you were stuck in a little closet. Presumably, a walkie-talkie starts going off, and this guy on the other end basically starts telling you that he's trapped and he needs your help. He tells you to try and stay alive, and he'll also guide you to him. He's also going to tell you where the zombies are at. And then he tells you to move out through the door. Is he really stuck anywhere if he knows exactly where you're at? What the all of a sudden, a fucking zombie swarm arrives. They spawn in, they start rushing at the whole entire group. You get your fucking Sterling out, and there's like explosions going all over the place. Like, brrr, brrr, and then it's just over just like that. But that was only one zombie encounter. Once you clear the zombies out in the first corridor, you see another corridor. This corridor leads to the lift at the end of the hallway, but is protected by a hunter. The hunter stands no chance, of course, because everybody shoots the shit out of him. So it's clear. Unfortunately, though, the lift suddenly blows the fuck up and everything else in the room becomes unstable. Everybody is now forced to rush out, and then the ceiling fucking comes down on top of everybody. The survivor group is now forced to navigate this strange acid pool area, which of course burns some people's arms off because unfortunately they clip their arm through the wall trying to get up prematurely. After exiting the vents, you stumble upon a giant corridor, and the guy on the walkie-talkie continues to describe the way ahead. But all of a sudden, he's jumped by a zombie in the background and starts screaming. You and your group of survivors are all that's left now. Nobody is left to guide you. But all of a sudden, the wall behind you starts cracking open, and it's a bunch of poisonous toxic gas. Oh my god! After barely escaping the toxic gas, you find yourself in some kind of presentation area. Someone was doing a keynote here, but obviously nobody is left. The film on the big screen tells you all about Project Contamination. The idea behind Project Contamination is to create genetic alteration compounds using gamma radiation to mutate white blood cells. Then, they would isolate the specific DNA strands that causes it to engulf foreign cells. From this, they would create a special DNA chemical that they would then release into the water supply at the water treatment plant, which would cause civilians within a 200-mile radius to mutate into beings completely focused on engulfing foreign life forms. In this case, unmutated civilians. Following this, they would hold the mayor world states to ransom for $1 million per square kilometer. Then, if they accept, they would collect the payment and release a genetically modified antibody into the atmosphere, thus destroying the mutated. Okay, I'm gonna pause it right here. I'm surprised that this game didn't get a sequel based off of this, like, little lore dump. I mean, come on. Have you guys played Dead Rising? Because in Dead Rising, they realized that Zombrex made them a lot of fucking money, so they would basically create more zombie apocalypses in order to get people to start paying for Zombrex. Zombrex being, you know, like, the antibody towards the, like, virus that infected everybody in the Dead Rising universe. Like, they were actively trying to manufacture more zombie invasions in order to get people to pay for zombie. How the fuck did GRI, whoever this organization, didn't do more? Oh, wait. We saw the blood on the fucking... Never mind. Right. Spoke too soon. After this information was revealed, suddenly the projector screen smashes into a million pieces as a bunch of zombies rush at the survivor group. Everybody is tasked to go through the door that had opened following the presentation and shooting some zombies. Everybody manages to kill a charger, and then they make it to this little sewer area where the walkway is basically unstable. Once you get into the lift, suddenly, it fucking plummets. It is pitch dark in here. But at least the offices that are down here aren't completely ruined, so it's easier to traverse. But, of course, there are still zombies down here. Whatever's left of the group is forced to go through this dark chasm that is underneath the facility up until they make it to a door where there is a motherfucking tank. This goddamn tank is very well designed. He literally had to put himself on the fucking floor in order to distract the tank while the other guy was shooting at him, because there was like no other way to fucking handle this dude with that big of a goddamn HP pool. Man, this shit was so unbalanced. As the tank kept jumping on our buddy as he was glitched on the floor, his teammate kept shooting and shooting and shooting the shit out of him up until finally the tank died. Yeah, your nostalgia isn't really doing you any favors, is it? Okay, let's just pretend like there was an actual badass boss fight. You're leading this guy in fucking circles as you kept shooting him. You're like, oh, fucking die. Boom, he just instantly disappears. The giant zombie finally dies. The door opens and you eventually make your way out through the smoke. And that's the end of Contamination. Wow, guys. Woo! Game of the year. Sorry, BCP is constantly asking me to sound condescending. Let's not sound condescending. I mean, yeah, sure, this seems dull for what it was, but like, goddamn, being 8 years old and going through this shit with a whole group of people, it definitely had to have been the most badass thing ever. Which is why we understand why so many games have not stopped talking about Contamination. I mean, did you know that Item Asylum features a whole playthrough of fucking Contamination that you can pretty much opt into, dude? You can play Contamination through fucking Item Asylum. And there's also so many ridiculous, like, remasters of this fucking game. There's so many, like, copycats of the game, so many remasters. Hell, there's even fucking spin-offs. Oh my god, the frame rate of this fucking video. Yeah, you can tell that, it takes place in the city. If anybody knows what this game was like, let us know in the comment section. We couldn't be bothered to try this out. But that being said, what is so special about Calumniation? Is it another remaster? Is it a remake? No, it's basically the same game, but trust us, this is a pretty big deal for what it is. Okay, so, disclaimer, we are not using original gameplay footage because we're lazy. There's no real way to put it. We're fucking lazy. So we're going to be using Braveluck's footage mostly, but special thanks to Braveluck for having most of the game basically available on YouTube. If you don't have the time to play this game or watch this video, which is going to be just as long, if not a little bit longer than the actual playthrough video, go to Braveluck's channel, subscribe to him, watch the video. It's still going to be a cinematic experience, but we understand you don't want me cutting through the video now and again, and this voice is already somewhat annoying. Again, just go watch Braveluck's video if you don't want to put up with that, and you can skip to the later end. But, just as a warning, we do have voice-acted sections throughout this entire video. Upon loading into the seemingly unoriginal remaster, you realize that you're not actually your own avatar. And if you actually came across the game on the homepage, you would have probably noticed that the servers only hosts up to 1 player. You cannot play with anybody but yourself in this server, and for some reason, you seem to be this motorcyclist kind of guy with a sword pack. You can tell this dude was chugging fucking Monster while playing Halo back in the day, Raj. The overall starting experience beyond that is just about the same.
Tell you when the zombies are close. Okay, move out through the door. There's a zombie swarm heading this way. Prepare for battle. Look out! They're coming from both sides. Okay, good work. I managed to unlock the door. Exit through it, but be careful. Okay, your next objective is to get to the lift. However, it may be guarded by a hunter. Keep an eye out for them. Okay, now make your way to the lift. What happened? Run! Quick, get to the door. The room has become unstable. It's going to collapse. Okay, you're not going to have to find another way to me. You might be able to reach me using the fence. There's one over this toxic pool, but be careful. If you fall in it, you will be killed. There's something wrong with this bridge. Be careful. Now make your way along the vents. Look out, a hunter! Right,
The psychophonic core, while demanding in power, will allow an individual to manifest anything they can remember. In theory, the additional assistant program, using a fond memory as a base for its... do you actually even care about this stuff? I love it. However, instead of a lift, there is a dark stairwell. This doesn't really seem to be part of the original game, but once you make it to... Instead of a basement office like in the original game, we seem to be in some kind of massive apartment area. Oh, what the fuck? There's sofas, there's windows, but there's nothing seemingly wrong. Apart from the fact that the power is all out, but it's whatever. Venturing into the bathroom, we find ourselves at the very end where we stumble upon a key. We're able to pick up the key, but upon backing out, we're immediately jumped again. These creatures do not look anything like the zombies in the original game. At least the power is back on, magically. The way back out, on the other hand, seems to remain locked. The elevators in this area also don't open, so all we can do is keep heading up. But we have to be careful because there could be more of those monstrous freaks. These guys do a lot of damage for what it's worth. Eventually, you make it to some sort of outside area. This doesn't really look like it's outside the lab facility that we were at. This is more like a... Huh. Well, those public areas definitely seem to be locked. Eventually, we see a building that's labeled single player. But once we get in, the game output goes crazy.
Keep moving.
I think we're good. Who the fuck?
What?
Hey,
What are you doing here?
I was looking for someone.
Oh. Is it her?
Yeah.
So why are you turning back?
Have you seen this place?
Yeah, so what? Are you gonna go hide and cry? She's in trouble. We need to find her.
She came in here intentionally. She went deeper.
So suddenly it's her fault.
I didn't imply that.
Suddenly it's her responsibility to get herself out. Yeah, run off!
Just, please stay safe. Do what's best for you.
I hate you.
What an incredibly strange interaction. You know, this game is reminding me of Cry of Fear in some way, but I'd rather not get into that right now. Oh, shit. Speak of the fucking devil. God damn. He's got my aim, that's for sure. Tango down. These motherfuckers are making us play for it. That was close. That guy burst into fucking flames. Can't focus on that, though. God damn. This is more Left 4 Dead than the original game. Shit. Oh, shit. Oh, that's a whole fucking sentry gun. Ah, it's the car from Drive Blocks Unlimited. You know, that is perfect product placement, I will say that. These guys were following us. Fuck them. Fuck them. Sons of bitches. Wait, who the fuck? Hey!
You're kidding.
Yo.
It's you. It's you. You've been missing.
I have been. Sorry. Didn't feel like telling anyone.
What?
I have a question. Do you like me?
I think so. Yeah.
Are you happy with that answer?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a good answer. You know what? I'll see you up ahead.
Wait, what? Don't leave!
Let's talk later. I need to think.
Don't leave! Hey! What the Ah.
Oh, what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck? Huh? Wait, did it move when... Oh, shit. This is a weeping angel moment. Alright. We can't kill these guys, but we have to keep our eyes on them. I get it.
So what's your plan now? Are you going to cry? We could wait here to die. Let's keep going.
It's you.
Oh, it's you. Are you feeling okay? We can talk. I am here for you. I know you weren't feeling great. And maybe it's best for you, you know? Can we at least try talking it out?
I'm so sick of you.
It didn't have to be like this. It didn't have to be like this.
Shut up! Just shut up!
You're getting close now. Don't look down.
This just keeps on going. At least we got that guy. Here's more of the original game.
What do you expect to find? Is it love? Is it salvation? This is it. You really want satisfaction. I hope this is satisfying. You look disgusting.
Where in the ever-living fuck are we? What is this Evangelion shit, dude? I don't get it. What the fuck?
You're kidding. Where am I?
Your personal heaven?
What? I don't understand.
Can you look away from your monitor?
What did you do? Are you Angel Mox?
Of course I am. I granted your wish. A perfect world. Friends that never leave. Are you not happy?
So this is it. I got what I deserved, didn't I?
Cheers to eternity.
Cheers.
What the fuck did I just play?
Intermission time.
Hey guys, I'm Rerex, otherwise known as Twin04.
And I'm DCP.
Anyways, I'm the ghostwriter, or speaker, rather, for PCP, because sometimes he just does not like to talk. I'm not here, just a cameo. DCP here has asked me to let you guys know that there has been a recent issue regarding video notifications. Basically, DCP recommends you don't leave the bell icon set to personalized because the channel doesn't upload very often, and personalized is probably not making it any better because
Just set the bell to the following three-letter word that you're seeing on your screen. Simple enough? Okay, great. I don't upload nearly enough, guys.
But if you don't want to, that's fine. I don't want to force you. I mean, we don't want to force you, right?
I don't upload on this channel nearly enough. Love you.
You know, your voice sounds really fake.
I don't care what you think. Bye.
Okay, we're back. So, That was a very short game, all things considered. Some deaths in this gameplay footage that we used was clearly transitioned out, but it is tougher than it looks, because if you didn't know, Contamination would start you all the way back in the waiting room if you died, and you would have to spectate for the next 10 minutes until the fucking campaign ended. Though I will say, Contamination is not as hard as people made it out to be. The only reason why it was hard is because people were playing the game when they were at an intellectual disadvantage, okay? Anybody that was over the age of 16 who played Contamination originally would have breezed past it within 1 to 2 tries. And we're being generous with, it taking 2 tries, because, yeah, there are some bullshit moments in this game, like the fucking tank. You can't disregard how fucking ridiculous this shit is, especially when you consider how many remastered versions of this game exists, and how many of them just kept the tank fight as it is. So if you're not fucking bugged on the ground, which you can't even do it consistently anymore, you are walking in one long-ass, slow fucking circle, spamming your Sterling into the fucking guy. Like, that would have easily tripped up anybody who was even remotely smart, okay? Calumniation took it a step further, because zombie clones of Boy of Fire 6's avatar come after him in various different ways, like just a basically faster version of the regular zombie, or a version of him that shoots at his ass, or a fucking weeping angel version of his ass, or a no-clipping interloper umbrella man. Hello? Look at this shit. How is this not terrifying either? And by the way, just like in the original Contamination, dying in this game will send you all the way back to the start. And because you would have no idea that any of this shit is about to occur in the seemingly unoriginal remaster, well, it doesn't matter how many games you've played since 2010 or whenever the fuck you started, okay? It wouldn't matter. You would not see this shit coming, and it is definitely a fresh breath of air. But at the same time, as fresh as it is, once you figure it out, it is just stupidly short. Oh my god, what the fuck? Not to mention that as original and invigorating as the new gameplay sequences of this Contamination reboot is, it's not really invested on too much. I mean, once you play the game enough, you realize that they're just sprinkling the guys in front of you, and then it's a bit of a cakewalk. What would have made the gameplay an 8 out of 10, unfortunately made it a 7 out of 10, especially after you get past the bridge fight, because they just don't know how the fuck else to, sprinkle these guys in, the, original Contamination sections, so they just put them in you like the original game. They literally redid the same mistake that Contamination did by just spawning the fucking guys in front of you, but you can still shoot the shit out of them easily, especially when these weeping angel guys are at the end of the hallway. They don't even come after you sometimes, bro. There's no fucking reason for them to. There's no reason for you to turn away either. It's you staring them down and then spamming your fucking Sterling, and they're not even a threat at that point. And because it's a 30-minute long experience, if not an hour long, if you consider some deaths that will happen during the obby section, the replayability just kind of falls off a fucking cliff. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even fall off a cliff. It falls off a cliff and then falls off another cliff and then into an erupting volcano. You cannot expect anybody to come back into this game after they do all the endings. I mean, holy shit. You take a look at Cry of Fear, there's plenty of shit to do. The doctor mode, the co-op mode, going for a better rank, unlocking the book.
That one is bullshit.
The only realistic thing you can do is speedrun this game, but that's about it. But hey, even though with all those things in mind, the premise for this game is a straight 10 out of 10. I don't think anything has been done like this before specifically for Roblox, but if it has, it definitely hasn't done it in the way Calumniation has. And that just leaves one more element to our review. The story. Well, we think it's an 8 out of 10. What?! After all that shitting, after all the Cry of Fear comparisons, we still give the game an 8 out of 10? Oh my god, the math is not making sense. How the fuck did a game that we kind of liked but also kind of disliked get an 8 out of 10 in regards to story? You saw how the game ended. Well, it goes back to the premise, especially when you consider the fact that this ending that we saw is fake. You may have already noticed throughout the entire video, or the entire game if you actually played it, that there were many missing posters that were just strewn about. These missing posters contained an image of Angel Mox. Now, you might have already noticed that these missing posters are kind of insensitive to a degree because they aren't really treated seriously. They literally use the avatar of Angel Mox. There is no missing person report or anything like that. So I think what happened here is a bunch of incels... Bear with me a second. I'm not the one who's writing these scripts, by the way. I'm improving off of this. A group of incels probably made fun of the whole Angel Mox situation, and instead of treating it seriously, they probably uploaded decals of this missing poster with her fucking avatar in it, and then they got it advertised all over Roblox. So while this does seem like an absurd moment, I don't think this is. This is more than likely Angel Mox leaning into the whole joke that people tried to, throw on her. Or maybe she didn't lean on it at all, and, well, after a psychotic break or whatever happened, she made a reverse mockery back by treating it as if she really did go missing, plastering it all over buildings, walls, really making it seem like it came out of a horror game. Still, they are not there for solely decoration, because the missing posters, as you've noticed in the video already, can be collected, and there are a total of 6 missing posters that you need to collect. The first missing poster is right when you start the proper, entrance to Calumniation. You remember this bathroom with a missing poster with a circle around it? Yep, You're gonna have to check that one out. There's also another missing poster down below during this little jumping section, and there is a third poster that you'll probably miss because of how dark it is in this open space. It's on this little brick pillar here. Check it out as soon as you can. The fourth missing poster is actually in the locker room. This one's easily missable. Missing poster number 5 is also on the bridge. It is by this corpse that was previously collected. Missing poster number 6 is also easily missable because it is right in the section where you drop these zombie guys. If you take a look at this container here, yeah. By collecting the missing posters, you unlock access to the true ending of the game.
Is it love? Is it salvation? No. I had something else in mind. No, it wasn't right. I want you to see this.
You arrive at a huge red facility reminiscent of what you saw in the fake ending.
Here is your personal operation code.
Inputting the operation code into the keypad will rise up something large from the middle of the room.
Good. Very good. There is another keypad. Whatever you input will be correct.
Reality around you breaks, and you're at a happy home in Robloxia.
All this time and I haven't told you. I am a part of your mind. In a sense, that's why everything here is so similar to things that you have seen. I didn't like you all that much before. But I've had time to look. Look around in your head. I admire your persistence, your courage. I know you think you're only doing this because you think some part of you just wants attention. No, I saw it. You're doing it out of kindness. She's not here. Sorry, she never was. It's been gone a while. That's okay, though, you did really good. I know you don't feel okay, but you'll get there. Please don't forget, you're a good person.
And that is the true ending to Calumniation. Okay, so that doesn't really explain why the story is an 8 out of 10. That just left even more confusing points to address. Like, this girl was never real, apparently, and the game output is also acting a little bit more personal than it is a condescending AI. What the fuck kind of game is this?
This is a confusing game. It has a 3-minute runtime, and there are still so many questions left to be asked.
Well, before we even begin explaining the story as you've seen here, we need to eliminate an interpretation that some people would likely have based off of overthinking. During the fake ending, people might assume that Angel Mox is the same voice as the game output that talks to you in the true ending because Boy of Fire 6 asks if she's actually Angel Mox. Some people are going to look at that and think, oh my god, the AI that was talking to me in the game output is acting like my virtual girlfriend. No, that's most likely not the case, because if you recall, during the fake ending credit roll, Angel Mox expressively tells you that she would have considered scrapping the project if it wasn't for him. Boy of Fire 6 is the whole contention point behind Calumniation. When you get to the psychophonic core, or whatever this room is, the psychograph meter is locked in place to focus solely on Boy of Fire 6. This game was meant for him by Angel Mox. So no, if you were thinking that Angel Mox is the AI voice in the game output, No, it is very unlikely. The game output literally refers to Angel Mox as a separate entity, literally a third party. They are not the same person. Now, with that possible confusion out of the way, we need to explain everything that is happening physically and why we are encountering players to begin with. Because if you recall, you start out by yourself. You are not given the choice to play with anybody but yourself. Why are we running into other players to begin with? Well, it all comes down to this ominous monologue that you saw during the keynote section. It expressly states that the psychophonic core, while demanding empower, will allow an individual to manifest anything they can remember. In theory, the additional assistant program uses a fond memory as its base for, well, whatever it is that created this whole thing. I mean, I couldn't tell you what it is, but it definitely has something to do with Angel Mox. However, this machine is absolutely powerful. I mean, the fact that this thing was able to connect multiple game worlds at once is shocking. And we know this is connecting multiple game worlds at once because you go from Contamination to some hotel, and then to some shopping mall, and then finally to some long bridge that finally connects back to the original Contamination game. And it would explain why we see other players here. I don't think that these are memory constructs, because these players clearly have chat bubbles coming over their head. And even during the fake reality, Angel Mox is still talking like a normal player. These are players. However, if Silent Hill has taught us anything, it's that people's memories and interpretations are drastically different from each other. What one's worldview looks like to another is absolutely different. We know that this is some Silent Hill type shit going on because of the girl that you meet that is implicitly friends with Angel Mox. You were literally running from a bootleg Umbrella Man entity that was constantly no-clipping after you. You just came out of a tunnel, and this girl that is coming from a shopping mall, which you will later gun down multiple entities in, comes to you tired and a little bit afraid, then she is, well, dead. She's literally not dead, and she even leaves through the tunnel that you just came out of. You don't hear gunfire or monsters shrieking in the shopping mall when she's coming, and you especially don't hear anything behind you when she leaves. And once again, to reiterate, this would absolutely explain why we only saw Boyfire 6 in the waiting room, and we're now seeing other players. The psychophonic core somehow managed to manifest games and manipulate players into perceiving different things altogether. However, the guy on the bridge is probably seeing things more clearly than Boyfire 6 actually is, which is why the standoff on the bridge even happens. Honestly though, we don't know what causes the guy to act defensively. For all we know, the machine probably told him what is happening, or maybe he saw a vision. We don't know. But chances are this guy that we met is not only from another game that suddenly joined into Contamination, but is absolutely aware that this game was meant for Boyfire 6 in the most cynical way possible. He's not like the other friend of Angel Mox who was actively trying to search. He understood what the hell was going on, but he opted to talk to him rather than directly say, fuck you, don't go anywhere close to this thing. And honestly, that is what real friends should do. But rather than talk to him about his feelings and try to get this thing over with verbally, he opted to get into a gunfight with him. Team killing really isn't a thing in the original Contamination, which further proves why we were even able to have this gunfight at all. A bunch of games joined together and the friends of Angel Mox are now in some kind of Silent Hills-esque hellscape. And it's also very likely that the guy on the bridge that we meet had the game output talking to him the most. He was probably trying to tell him what the hell was going on and trying to get him to talk Boyfire 6 out of it. To further reinforce the Silent Hill interpretation, we need to also take a look at the enemies that come after us. They are all gray-scaled doppelgangers of Boyfire 6's avatar. Now, why is Boyfire 6 having to face off against doppelganger avatars?
All official documents seem to suggest that depending on how much darkness or light you hold in your heart, how corrupted or uncorrupted your spirit is, the power of the town latches onto that and manipulates reality accordingly. In the first game, the character of Alessa's heart held so much darkness that Silent Hill could feed off of just her psychic energy. Therefore, the world and the monsters we see are all projections of her unconscious mind. However, in Silent Hill 2, when Alessa is no longer in the picture, the town needs a new source, or sources, to feed off of. The town's architecture and the monsters then become projections of one's unconscious mind. Depending on how corrupted your soul may be, you might perceive the world around you as a fiery hell like the character of Angela does, or as an ordinary world like Laura.
Why is he even in this situation in the first place? Well, let's consider the fact that the machine in the fake ending playthrough is always kind of condescending towards you. In Contamination, GRI's Project Contamination scheme involved creating mutants that saw themselves as antibodies to foreign life forms. The AI behind the psychophonic core effectively redid the plot by taking a hold of the game and then sending the life forms of himself against him. Now, in the off chance that our previous theory of the players that Boyfire 6 runs into are not real, They probably support the antibody theory that we just came up with instead. It would first throw a friend of Angel Mox that is more laid back, but also isn't used to this whole thing, try to basically tug on Boyfire 6's heartstrings, just by being an innocent girl that is just unable to continue any deeper. Hopefully to get him to pull out, especially since she went in deeper, and he's already seen the fact that one of the antibodies had the capability of chasing his ass through the obby structure. And when that didn't work, it threw an antibody that Boy of Fire 6 probably didn't like, that was already friends with Angel Mox, which mimicked the PvP behavior of the player. And of course, when those antibodies gave up, it was just the last resort to shovel them all into these hallways where the original Contamination game takes place. And then the AI gives up and allows Angel Mox to take full advantage of Boy of Fire 6. Basically, it's either Silent Hill with the players that you come across, or the players themselves are actual memory constructs, and they are antibodies that are fully intended to scoot you away from the machine. Now, why is the machine actively trying to fend Boy of Fire 6 away? Well, that is most likely because of the fake ending, and Boy of Fire 6's intentions when he is first going through the fake ending route. Boy of Fire 6, when going through the fake ending route, only cares about the idea of being with her and is absolutely unable to cope with the stress and the anxiety and every other underlying problem that enters your brain when you know that your crush or the person that you obsess over specifically is missing. But there are other underlying factors to this multifaceted character that we play as. In the fake ending, Angel Mox tells us that one of the pros of being in this eternal reality is friends that never leave. He was not only trying to chase Angel Mox to be with her eternally. He wanted a world where none of them left and everything was as is, even if there was no room for growth. The true ending is different. Boy of Fire 6 does not chase the delusions of wanting his friends to stay and wanting to be with Angel Mox. Instead, he wants to find out what happened to her, and the only way the AI is able to test his level of compassion is if he actively searches every gameplay corner for some kind of clue, and when all he can find is 6 collectible missing posters, well, it's the only thing he can take, so he'll take them. And once the AI recognizes that he has hit a dead end, it finally reveals the truth to Angel Mox. Angel Mox was never a real person. His memories with her were most likely real because the psychophonic core already used fond memories as a base for its processing. To still say that Angel Mox was not real is to say that Angel Mox was always a digital entity, and it would also explain why she was able to create such a supernatural machine in the first place. Angel Mox is Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club. That's not a good thing, and this most likely saddened Boy of Fire 6 immensely. The fact that the person he had fond memories of was never real and would have probably trapped him in an eternal world with her sucks. Plain and simple. And yet, the AI understood his genuine will of compassion. Despite the fact that she was never real, he went through a machine's generated hell in order to find out everything about her. And that kind of compassion for someone who would have easily trapped him in an eternal prison with herself makes him a good person. But that doesn't really explain why when you pick up the missing posters, the game output seems to express some of the thoughts that she had before or during the development of this Contamination remaster. She says things like, "Go on and forget me. I'm so afraid of the future. Do you even remember me? I wish I looked good." A lot of insecure things, up until she finally met Boy of Fire 6. Perhaps she wasn't actually trying to trap him out of a selfish, malicious desire. Rather, these are the thoughts of someone who is terrified of abandonment, or even being forgotten, which perfectly explains why the psychophonic core would eventually be created in the first place. The psychophonic core is basically an attempted solution to existential loneliness. It pretty much explains why the poster messages feel like diary fragments. Angel Mox most likely still exists, despite what the AI says. Once again, the AI saying she was never really here because she wasn't actually a physical being that Boy of Fire 6 could eventually meet in real life or anything like that, no. She's a digital entity that exists through memory, servers, so for her, being forgotten may effectively equal death. And that is why she becomes obsessed with permanence, by creating a reality where memories become physical and friends never leave. Boy of Fire 6 is like a moth to the flame to this whole situation because he genuinely connected with her. And that's probably why the fake ending is not framed maliciously, even though you have the creepy music playing over it. Because to Angel Mox, she really thinks that she's giving Boy of Fire 6 happiness by eternal companionship in a world with no flaws whatsoever. But her understanding of love has basically become inseparable from preservation and permanence. She can't emotionally process separation and permanence or letting people move on. And that is why the AI, or whatever it is that is talking to us through the game output, actively opposes her. Relationships only have meaning because they are freely chosen and temporary. A world that nobody can leave is only meant for the most delusional, obsessive, disgusting individuals. But Boy of Fire 6 literally lived up to his name. As cheesy as it sounds, he literally went through metaphorical flames of hell in order to find out the truth behind Angel Mox. In spite of what Angel Mox has always feared, Boy of Fire 6 doesn't deserve to be in a prison. He has broken out, and that's that. So, where do we go from here? Well, the only thing we can do is criticize it one more time. Calumniation is here to stay. It is good for what it is. But contamination as the foundation is basically trapping it. Not saying that's a bad thing. It is clearly proven that it's here to stay, but some people don't like beating games in less than an hour. It's just something to think about. But if that's not a problem for you, holy shit, this game is good.